Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the channel. We are lopsided. Don't mind us. I don't know what we're doing here. That's my bucket. Okay, so hello. Thank you all for joining. That we're hanging out in Dawn's live while we did our Yahtzee. That was a lot of fun again. Thank you. Good evening, Crystal's Creations, Wyckoff, Mr. Jim Eber, Mummy Guide, Function of Light 1. Hello. Thanks for popping in. Carla Bostic, hello. Dawn, the Crafty Visage, she's here. Maddie the Emptiness Scrapper, Melissa K, hello. Linda G, hello. Did I say Carla Bostic? If not, hello again. And yes, back to back is awesome. This is a bonus live. My lives are on Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. But I need to turn off my AC so I'm not yelling at myself. Miss Mary Alice, hello. And you guys that don't know, Mary Alice is Mary Landers, but it's Mary Alice Landers. So there, you guys. I got to go to Simon Says Create, which is an event hosted by Simon Says Stamps. Simon Says Create. I went last year, one day. It was a lot of fun, and I wished I'd have paid for 2 days. So when it came around to buy tickets, I bought the both days. It's a 2.5-hour ride. I drove there, did the stuff, came home, drove back, and did more stuff. So we're going to look at this as day 1, day 2. Are you guys ready for day 1? So day 1, I went shopping. I gave myself a $150 budget. You guys. I got the Pear Blossom Press repositionable for 30 minutes, permanent in 24 hours, world's best foam tape. And anybody out there watching, after day 1, and you're like, they're sold out, I bought the last one. Yes, this was the last one at the Simon Says event. It was a lot of fun. I'm like, I really want this. And there was a lovely line lady who says, you want the last one? I says, yes, please. And she handed it right over to me because the crafty community is awesome. And yeah, it was beautiful. So Simon Says Create. What is it? Simon Says Stamps is a store that houses their product and a bunch of other companies like Pear Blossom Press, which you guys, I got to meet Amanda. I got to meet Amanda from Pear Blossom Press. So I was super excited, and yeah, it was really cool. So my makes are gonna be out of order. I hope you don't mind. Why I bought this, okay? We were at, there were so many, you guys. I need to open my little notes, because there were so many events. I actually took note of who I worked with and everything so that I would know what I was doing. Okay, I think this one was Trinity Stamps. And Tanisa at Trinity Stamps helped me out. But they used the Pear Blossom Press, and I think it was Amanda that actually showed how you could put it down and peel it right back up. It was amazing. And we will be using this. You'll see. But we got to make this little card. You can buy the die and stuff. Again, you can find all of this, the stuff at Simon Says Stamp. But this was Trinity Stamps. I waited in line for like an hour to make this one. Ready? Oh, look it! So that's Pear Blossom Presses. Light is in there, and they're repositionable foam tape. And then the camera is their Trinity Stamps die. So yeah, it was super cute. But look it. Isn't that cute? So that was a lot of fun. I love, Dawn says, I love her tape. Yay, Amanda, right? Yes, so much fun. Abraham. Abraham. It might. So that's one of the items I purchased. Lawn Fawn was there. Okay. I had to grab this. I was not able to do the make and take for Lawn Fawn on either day, but Lawn Fawn was there. They had a really, really cute card on both days that people could make, but I had to show my support to some Lawn Fawn because, well, they're hedgehogs. Look it. And it says, you prickle my fancy. You are so sharp. Thanks for loving me, even when I'm prickly. And then I'm nuts for you. So cute. But yeah, look at that. You prickle my fancy. I had to buy it. I love hedgehogs. Oh, and there's text me hello and I love you so much. Which the little bits will work with the critters. I love these little guys. So I did buy this. Tonic Studio was there. Shout out to Tonic Studio. They gave away a freebie, and I did make their card both days. So they have this lovely light bulb and stamp kind of set. Everything kind of works together. So you have the die and the stamps, and we got to make things happen. So even in my craft room, things happen. But the light bulbs was a lot of fun, and in the light bulbs, you get the pull string, so it's actually a pretty good sized chunk of like pull string, you know, like you're turning on and off a light. But they gave away a freebies. Look at this pen. Isn't it beautiful? So there's a nice writing pen, and then this nice ceramic thank you. So yeah, I am. Oh, isn't it cute? But yeah, so Tonic Studio was there. I'm not sure what the guy's name was. I should have asked him. I feel like he had something major to do with Tonic Studio, and I feel really bad that I didn't think to ask him because he was selling his product. Let me tell you, he was super nice, very informative. But the lady that taught me this, her name was Kelly. So thank you, Kelly, for teaching me how to do this. So that was Tonic Studio. Gonna scooch that over. The first card I made when I got there was this one. Oh yeah, and we're gonna make this one tonight. So it's gonna be a long live. It's just gonna be long. But yeah, so alcohol ink, a little flower, and then a little sentiment. But this was at the Ranger Station. And this one was taught by Patty. And I didn't know it until the next day when I stopped by her booth that Patty, hello Patty, if you're out there, Patty works for Ranger, and she's the one that packs up the goodies when Simon Hurley says, hey, Elizabeth is on the design team, ship her the goodies. Patty is the one that boxes up the goodies and ships them out to me and the other designers. So that was like really cool. By proxy, you know, somebody that deals with Simon Hurley, because you know, I got a crush on all of his artworks and crafty goodness. So yeah, so I got to meet Patty, who packs my orders when Simon Hurley has designed stuff. So that was the first card I made. It was a lot of fun. This one here was from Sizzix Ideology. And Sizzix, I will probably be saying her name wrong, but it is Kulbir, like Kubler, Kulber. I'm sorry. I only heard her name once. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Linda G says that was one of my favorites. And yeah, you guys, Linda G right there, she gave me a hug. And I hugged her back. So, gotta write that down in a calendar, let me tell you. But yeah, so we got to use the Distress crayons. And so this is the Viewfinder die. It's a 2-piece. So you could trace in the little squares, move this piece, you know, trace it in, and then we used the water pen and mush the color around. So you could do all sorts of stuff in there. It was really cute, really cute. And then they used the black hole paper. You guys know that I love. So that, and then they put a nice little texture in there. So you guys can't see it because this paper is black. This is the black heavy stock. Absolutely love this stuff. But you guys can't see it because it's black. But they did emboss it. It embosses beautifully. This one, don't judge me. But we did it. We did this one. This is the Crafters Workshop, you guys. The Crafters Workshop shirts, you know, this is the only one I have. But after working with some of their colors, they are a bit different than the Simon Hurleys. Especially the ones with the little, like, chunky bits and stuff. So I want to get their ones that have the chunky bits, because it was really smooth. It went on very nicely. The stenciling was really neat. It's like a big sheet of stencil and a little bit bigger than an 8.5 by 11, so that you could do the A2 size. You put the stencil down, you did the 2 purple ones. You moved the stencil over, you did the green ones. You moved the stencil over and you had these ones. And then you shifted again, and then you got your little detail. So this was this Crafters Workshop. And Crafters Workshop. Nope, that's Crafters Companion. Tonic, Jeff, Pink and Man, Inkblot. Oh, Judy and Jamie at the Crafters Workshop. Okay, Judy and Jamie, and I think Jamie's the owner, but Judy was hanging out and having fun, and we used a brush. The technique was really fun. I do want to get some brushes just to show you, because all of mine are like taken up right now, but they use these really nice brushes, and I want to show you guys how to do that. Okay, so yeah, that is the Crafters Workshop. We had Pink and Maine. Pink and Maine was there doing some other hot foil on day 1. And we got to make a beautiful little shaker card. And we got to foil. And Pink and Maine is the one with the colored toner. So that when you use the leftover. Okay, so there's that. We used the leftover. And we were able to do that. But we ink blended. So that's my ink blending back in there. It was beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, so Pink and Maine. This one is who is Pink? Volley, sorry, Vally. Pink and Maine was Volley at Pink and Maine. And this one is the Rabbit Hole Designs, Mary Ann. And if you guys watch my video, I gotta make my other video too. I gave her the wrong name. I don't even know where the name came from. But look it. So this was really cool. The rabbit hole design people said, let's make this card easy for our friends so they can see what the stamp set looks like. They stamped it out, they colored it, and then they had a print company mass print them, and then they die cut everything so it was ready to go. They gave us our parts and we were able to put it all down. We got to use a little stencil in the background and stuff, and yeah, so all the parts were ready to go. We just adhered it to make it look awesome. It was a really, really cute card. And that was at the Rabbit Hole Designs. This card here, I'll wait till that one. But this one, okay, Ink Blot Spot. I hadn't heard of them, but Molly at Ink Blot Spot, she's new to crafting. She came to help her cousin, sister, family. She came to help her family member, the owner, came to help do the crafts. And so she was teaching me how to make this cute little, here, you guys are like, what is it? Come on. So they're little pouches so you could stuff stuff in them, right? So if you had a little gift, you could put a little gift in there, put a little candies in there. And you know what they did is they used an envelope. They used an envelope, sealed it off. See, there's the back flap of the envelope right there. They sealed it off, cut it in half, punched a hole on either half, and then you've got these cool things. And then I'll show you what we did the second day using like the other half of the envelope. But isn't that the cutest little thing? Just a quick little impromptu, like, little goodie container. Just some envelopes. And Ink Blot Spot, their envelopes are colorful. So if you like the colorful envelopes, you can purchase these beautiful, like, watercolory envelopes at Ink Blot Spot. And they're on Instagram. Pretty much everybody's on Instagram. So if you like it, go to Instagram. I went shopping. I got this one, the Mixed Media Stencil. Isn't that beautimous? Look at all that coffee goodness. I don't know, I'm on a coffee fiend. So we're doing coffee goodness. So I bought this one. Let me see. I'm going to borrow this. And then out of the Simon Says stamps stuff, I bought the daisies and leaves. I want to do some gel printing soon. So we're going to do some gel printing. So that's mainly why I got to these. And just look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I thought this would be really pretty when we did our water backgrounds and whatnot, and then sprayed to have this showing through a little bit. I don't know. I really needed it. I didn't. Okay. This card got me into trouble. This is the card that took most of my monies. So I'm walking around and we come to Alex Siberia Designs. And I was torn between this one and a poinsettia. And I'm like, I have a ton of poinsettias. I love poinsettias. And I liked how whimsically, hand-drawn it was. And we have a little bit more stems and stuff. And it's nice and open that we could do a lot of stuff with this. Oh, so this says smile down this side. I mean, sending love, you make me smile, thinking of you, miss you, hugs, for you. And there's a letter A. I'm not sure what the A is for. But, yeah. So there's beautiful, I don't know. It just spoke to me. So I was like, well, let's see what they're making. And that's where I got in trouble. Alex Siberia, Tiffany got me in trouble. She was showing us how to make this. Look at this card. Isn't it so pretty? Oh my gosh. So, yeah. Thanks a lot, Tiffany. I'm just saying. But, so Tiffany, she had her workstation set up so that we could use the Rainbow Splash inks. I did not purchase the ones exactly like she used, right? I went and I got a rainbow-ish. Roy, G, and then the Biv. Okay, I'm missing the indigo. So instead of getting like an indigo or another blue, I picked 2 greens. So yeah, because, well, they're green. So I got the Rainbow Splash. That's what these were. Like that there, that's the heather. I mean, look, it's actually pretty close to the color right there. I think that one, we might have used a different blue. I'm not 100% sure. But, yeah, I liked the flower so much. I bought the die. So, it is a beautiful die. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts to this. Okay, so you can color your 6 parts and see, it's gorgeous. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We used a pink, but I didn't buy a pink, so there you have it. I would just have to double up on a color. I'm not sad about it. But I did buy the die, and yeah, so that's what it looks like, you guys. You get your 6 petals, and it's really easy. All of them line up to this petal. They all have this petal except this very last one, and it just kind of nestles across. But yeah, this is because of Tiffany. Tiffany made me get some Rainbow Splash. We'll be using these soon. I ordered some special brushes just for these because they are juicy, they are vibrant, and I don't want to mix these with my Simon Hurley inks because they're different. They're a different formula, they're a different juiciness, and I don't want to contaminate my inks. So that is what I purchased on the first day. I did not purchase anything the second day. It was really hard. It was really hard. But we did make 9 items. 9 make and takes, you guys. And they were saying you wouldn't have time to do all of the make and takes. You wouldn't. I was there all day the second day, and I did not have time to make everything. It was insane. It was so fun. I got there at 8 in the morning. I left at 5:45. And yes, I know that for a fact because I looked at my watch after my last thing and was like, oh, they're shutting it down. So, is the foam pad, yeah, it is. Here, let me open one up really quick. But yes, it is a foam pad like the Catherine Poolers. They're very juicy. You can buy a refill. I was listening, eavesdropping. That's me. I eavesdrop. But the lady was saying the reason Simon Says Stamp came out with Rainbow Splash was for those who were thinking about getting into card making but wanted a smaller assortment. Not having to think too hard on purchasing. I think the Rainbow Splash collection is very small. I think for was it $80 you could have the entire Rainbow Splash collection, and they were $7 a piece. But I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only bought 7, so it was like $50, right? 7 times 5. I don't know. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So, yeah, it was like $35. So I don't know. I don't know how many exactly there are, but they did do a small collection for people that were just dipping their toes in and want to try. But they are much brighter than my Simon Hurleys, and that's another reason I kind of got them, is because they're different from my Simon Hurleys. They're different. So be prepared for some rainbow cards. But that was day one. Day one was a little bit of shopping, a little bit of checking stuff out. And then day two. Oh, I forgot. If you guys, day one. Let me let me show you what else happened on day one. Oh, you guys. Day one. Day one. Look it. I got to meet Mr. Tim Holtz. Simon Hurley, Mr. You should go there to Simon Says Create. If you need somebody to help you teach, I would be happy. I would volunteer my time to sit at the booth and help people with some lunar pastes and Simon Hurley goodies. But yeah, you guys, he was so sweet, so nice. And so many people were so excited to see him. I was sitting there making the card. Which one? I was sitting here making this card, right? And I glanced over and he's standing there and a lady's like, "What's your name?" And he's all, "Tim." And she's like, "Tim Holtz?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "No way." And then he looks over at our table and he's like, "What's my name?" And I'm like, "Tim Holtz." Duh. But it was so cute. But yeah, so yeah, we got to meet Tim Holtz. He was there, him and Mario. You guys, it was so lovely. Okay. Please hold. Okay. Because on day two, my friends, on day two, day two, I made 21 cards. 21, day one, 9 on day one, 21 on day two, made 30 cards. So when I purchased my tickets, both Friday and Saturday, it was $45. Okay, totally worth it in my opinion. That makes my cards a little over $1 a piece. So keep that in mind that, you know, I basically paid $1 to make this. So if you have the dedication and the desire to hang around and wait for some of the things and whatnot, you can. I saw 13 colors of those inks on Simon Says Stamps. Okay. It could be 13. You know, the price, it could have been a 50 instead of an 80. I don't know. So, this one I made at 5 o'clock. We got done at 5:30. 5:30. 5:30, and when I finished this, it was 5:45, and I looked, and I was like, yeah, I'm out of here, because I only have 15 minutes left. So, let me go back. Did I hear all her yellows, though? No, I did not get all the yellows. I didn't get all the yellows. Who's? Janine, do you... Yeah, do you need all your organs there, Janine? Yeah, Catherine Pooler inks. Boston cream donut. Okay, so let me get back into my thing so I can see who did what. So Trinity Stamps, Okay, we did the camera on the first day and the donut on the second day. And Deanna, Deana, she showed us how to do the donut, and it was actually really fun. We squiggled our glue on, and then she shook the sprinkles on in her bowl. And so, yeah, that's how the sprinkles got on there. Isn't that the cutest? Isn't that the cutest? This was the last card I made for the day, but that's okay. And then this is fun. Okay, this was the day 2 of Ranger ink products. Okay, so this was day 1. This was day 2. So you definitely made totally different cards versus day 1, day 2. Just like the donut versus the camera. So yeah, I would totally go to both days every time they came out. So Miss Patty was showing us how to do this, and you stamp, and then you take a blender and smudge the ink, so it softened the ink and stuff. And that's how we got that little halo, is we didn't add any color. We stamped, and whatever was wet still, we just smudged it around. Isn't that cute? So yeah, we got to make that one. I really like that from Ranger. This one here is Ink on 3. Ink on 3, Miss Roberta and Florette. So this one was really cute. Age is irrelevant. Elephant. But we got to use a stencil with that fun fade out ink, and then another little stencil, and their cute little elephant stamp. There was a couple of little elephants on the elephant stamp, but yeah. And then we got the little jimmies on there, and we did a little bit of splattering. Can we see the splatter? There's the splatter. So that was Ink on 3. This one, where's the butterfly? Butterfly, butterfly. Sorry, hold on a sec. Birthday rainbow, yellow flowers, flowers. 49 in Market, Nina, Maine, Amanda. Okay, so why can't I think that this is Crafters. Oh, yep, yeah, Britt, best wishes. I thought I put butterflies on there. So Britt taught us at Crafters Companion, using a dip technique. Well, not dip, but basically ink smushing technique. So it was kind of interesting how we did that. And there was a couple of little techniques that I'm hoping that I'll remember. And then they had this die. This is the top of the butterfly, the bottom of the butterfly, and then you can put it as far apart as you want, and then you stamped in the center. Okay, but yeah, this die was exclusive to the event, so I don't think you'll find this die out there. And no, we do not know for 2025 yet. However, we just gotta watch. Simon says stamp. As soon as the tickets go on sale, I gotta buy mine and Deborah's. Deborah's like, I want to go next year. So yeah. But so the inking technique, because they basically used like a water brush, and then they inked their surface, and then sprayed the surface, and then did the dipping, and then the drying, and then the dipping. So another ink smushing technique. So Okay. And then, let me go back to my list. This one was a Simon Says stamp. Stephanie. Okay, so Stephanie helped me with this. It was either Stephanie or Callie. But I put Simon Says Stephanie Flowers. They had a couple of booths. A couple of the Simon Says stamp booths. But this was a nice little stencil so that you could get, there was a 3-part stencil, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 colors. And then they're cut apart sentiments. So I picked the So Grateful for Your Generosity. Okay, and it was either Stephanie or Callie. And that means, where'd the other one go? Okay. This one, I think Callie helped me with this one. So these were side by side, the little tables. But this one was really fun because they made a mask. Okay, they covered everything, and the mask is what we colored inside of, and then the nice little hugs and kisses die, and then some embellishments. But look at that. Isn't that lovely? So we're going to be doing that too some more, where we just highlight some area. I really like that. And it was oxide blending. We did a yellow, peachy, pink combo. So I thought that was a really pretty soft combo. This would be a good thing for Missing You and stuff like that. You could do a circle spot out or a diamond and do like sympathy or something like that. ECR, dear, we don't hold it against you with the names. We're thankful you are sharing the goodies. Thank you. I think I'm gonna need to recover from this year's trip before I make plans for another. I hear ya. Maddie says, I just don't want or need that many colors. I'm happy with the original colors by. Absolutely. Yeah, once you get into your faves, like the Simon Hurley ones are my faves. If he comes out with more, I'm buying them. But I wanted the rainbow splash because it is brighter. I do love me a good rainbow, so they're going to be my rainbow go-to, I think. But Simon Hurley's do make a beautiful rainbow as well. But, just something different. That's why I didn't buy the whole set, because I didn't need the whole set. I got my Simon Hurley whole set. That's what I need. Okay, so that was them. Yes, either party or spa. Talking about the Catherine Poolers. Okay, this one. This one, you guys, I got to use the Spellbinders Spellbinders Better Press. The Spellbinders Better Press. And Jen, she got to help me out with it. And we put little sparkles on there. Little sparkles. This particular letterpress has a stencil to go with it. So you can stencil, which makes the card. This card was so easy. I mean, you set it, run it, and then you stencil. And then they had some pre-foiled sentiments for us to pick through. But yeah, Spellbinders, kicking it out of the park. That letterpress, it's just, I want the better press. I want it. I want the better press. Don't judge me. I want it. Paper Tray Ink. Miss Julie. She was hanging out with us while we did some ink blending. Look at... So, isn't it pretty? And she said you could ink the background paper so that it matched your stripes. And I'm like, no. No. So I threw in some extra green and then some blue and then some pink. Yeah, I did my own thing for the background piece. But yeah, we just basically did a rainbow and, showed us how to ink up a stamp with the rainbow color. And it was a tap, tap, tap the color in. Really load up the brush and do a tap, tap so it can be a one and done kind of thing. It was super fun, super fun. And that's paper tray ink. Miss Julie, thank you. And then we used some twine in there just to give it some texture and stuff. Some people just did the regular twine. I pinned it in the corner and then drug it out on the ends. I mean, you could do a lot of different stuff with that, but that's paper tray ink. They had a lot of fun stuff. And this was a stencil. Well, of course it was a stencil. It was a stencil. But you could kind of do this with some stamps. If you have linear stamps, you can kind of make your own lattice work. But yeah, it was pretty cute. Simon Says stamp. Okay, this one. Susie, okay, she's got a big last name. It starts with Plant. Susie Plant. But her last name is not Plant. It's Plantamara. Okay. It's her drawings. Her drawings for Simon Says stamps. She had so many to choose from. So we got to pick a stack, pick our stuff. And then we got to use the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. I want to call them crayons, but no, the watercolor pencils, the ones that come in the tin. So we got to do that. And yeah, it was just fun to sit there and color a little bit and, make a neat little project from and actually meet the artist. It's so exciting when you get to meet the artist or, the creator behind it all. It's just fabulous. But yeah, so I'm assuming you can find these on Simon Says Stamps. Probably some pre-drawn panels. I mean, look at that. It's a nice wintry one. You could do this for like Christmas cards and stuff, but it's mine. I made it. I keep it. It's mine. So day 1 to day 2. This is Tonic Studio. Jay says, what supplies did you have to bring? Jay, I had to bring a bag. I had to bring a bag to make all this. Literally, you sit down, they give you the pieces, the tape, the glue, the whatever you need to do the kit. You get to sit there, interact with either the owners, their support staff, whoever is teaching that class. They go through the steps and tell you what you need to do. And yeah, you walk away with this. You walk in with this and you walk out with that. So yeah, definitely Simon Says Create. So if you guys didn't say, I love you no matter what. And because they gave the extra little piece, I just crammed it in there because we used the inner pieces to do this. So we just snipped, it's a couple of bulbs. We just snipped it apart and did stuff. And then this is part of the stamp set. I love you no matter what. You light up my world. So those are some of the words on the stamp. And the what. I love you no matter what. These are all just make and takes. They do have the Class A and the Class B, but those are really expensive. And by really expensive, I don't remember, but I can't afford it. So I don't even look. I couldn't afford it. But again, this was Tonic Studio. Samantha dear helped make that. So let me pull out the other one. So day 1, day 2. Again, super awesome that you can go back the next day and make more makes, and they're different. They're different. I gotta put that on day. I gotta put that one back though. Okay, and then the Crafters Workshop. Again, some more. See, this is. I love me my Simon Hurley. Okay, and we can get this effect with our Simon Hurley Lunar Paste very easily, but the look is going to be different. The colors are different and whatnot, but we can get the same effect. The only thing is, I'm going to get a collection of these. I'm going to slowly start getting these metallic-y, glittery ones, because these are not like Simon Hurley's at all. The stencil butters kind of are. They dry quick. The thinner you use it, the quicker it dries. It does have a shine, just like the Simon Hurleys. They're really easy to use, nice and buttery. But these ones with the chunky bits, I love those. I don't know. I love that chunky bit. And I think it would be really pretty with the Simon Hurley stuff. So I want to get these ones. I really like these ones. And again, this was another full sheet stencil. And you start over here and you did the one color of flower. You moved it over. You did the other color. You moved it down. You did the leafery. And then you moved it over and you did this. So it's one sheet, but 4 sections to do an A2 size card. And that is at the Crafters Workshop. Ooh. Pennies. Ooh, that. Yeah, okay. Linda G says $499 for the class A and B. What are classes A and B? So classes A and B, if you... they actually show video footage of the classrooms. In the classrooms, I would say 20-30 people could fit in there. They were full. And the instructor stands up there and goes through how to make cards. They got swag. I mean, they got all sorts of goodies. There was a lot of people carting around their swag so that you knew that they paid for those classes, and they were just happy campers. Let me tell you, they were just happy campers. One happy camper, she was, we were line friends, and she, bless her, she had some trouble getting to the event, right? Because was like in Florida or something. So they get to the airport, they're waiting on their plane, and their plane was struck by lightning. Like, what? And so they're like trying to get people to go on another flight, and they're like, it's $500. And then they're like, well, we'll give you $1,000. And she's like, I couldn't wait because I'd missed the whole first day. So she toughed it out and waited for her plane replacement. I was like, oh my goodness. But yeah, her plane was struck by lightning. Can you believe it? It was insane. I know it's not my story, but it was worth a retell. So there's a lovely lady out there, and, well, probably a whole plane full, or not a plane full, but a whole bunch of people waiting for a plane that got struck by lightning. I just thought that was kind of funny. Let me get back to my comments. I think it's still who taught the classes. Simon says create side. Yeah, people like Gina K. I saw her husband. He was at her booth. Her booth was busy. I didn't make it to Gina K's booth. Sorry, Gina K. I didn't make it, but they looked like they were having fun in the corner with a whole bunch of people hanging around. But, yeah, I don't think I caught a glimpse of Gina K, but I did catch a glimpse of her husband, Tom. Yes, the make-and takes are free. That's why I was saying I paid $45 for the weekend, between Friday and Saturday. So that means my cards was a little over $1 a piece because I made 30 cards. And that's how I look at it. So if you go and you spend the $45 for both days and you don't do any make and takes, it's a waste of money. Go the one day. Okay, if you're not going to do make and takes, go the one day. Pay the one day, do your shopping, look at all the fun stuff. Maybe you'll see somebody walking around like Bromo cards. I can't remember his real name, but I was like, gosh, I watched some of his videos. He was walking around. Yes, Columbus, Ohio. I don't know. No, you're fine, Jenin. But, so yeah. Free make and takes. But for me, I look at it as I paid $45 for the weekend. If I do some make and takes, I take those and divide them into that, and that's what I paid for my make and takes. So I paid a little over $1 for my make and takes. And Simon says Create event is in Columbus, Ohio, in Polaris, Ohio. This one here, is Jeff. Jeff was hanging out at the Newton's Nook, and we got to use some of their patterned paper, and it's double-sided, so you could pick whatever side you wanted. I picked the green hearts, even though they were going sideways. I couldn't pass that up, but it was green polka dots on the other side. And then we got to color our little stamp and everything, and we basically got to make a little tag from Newton's Nook. They have some really cute stamps. If you like cute, they have cute. $45 for both days. Yes. So, I don't know if it was like Friday was $20 and then Saturday was $25. I don't know how that works. I don't know how the split up was, but yeah. Or if I got it on sale because I bought it the day they went on sale was $45. But yeah, I paid my $45. Okay, and you guys remember our envelope. Okay, so here's, well, okay, it's not exactly the same envelope, right? But because I got, it's the same size as the envelope, but it's basically an envelope that you seal shut. You take the flap of the envelope, you seal it shut, you cut it in half, okay, and then this side, okay, and you could glue those little corners up. So then you have your little treat box, and then your little gift card holder, and your little whatever's you want to put in there, right? Some little candies and stuff. But the other half of your envelope, that was day 2, and it's a little note card or a gift card. It's big enough you could put a gift card in there. So if you have a bestie that drinks some Tim Hortons, you can buy them a Tim Horton gift card, drop it in here with a little note, and go to town. So they set it up so that we could stamp and go. But yeah, it was a little note card to use up the other half of the envelope. And so you can buy a pack of envelopes that looks like this. They are from Wisconsin, Newton's Nook. Awesome sauce. Yes, Jay, I actually drove 2.5 hours there, and then drove home 2.5 hours, went to bed, and then drove back because 1 tank of gas to get me there was cheaper than a hotel room. So that's how I looked at it. But yeah. Yes, and you know, just there's less expensive ones for sure. Even Stamp Away, it's only like $10-15 to get into Stamp Away. But they don't have a lot of make and takes. Not like this. And that's what I do, is I look at it as like I'm doing make and takes. And I'm spending I spend a lot of time in line. I spend a lot of time sitting down. I did 21 make and takes from 8 to 5:45. I didn't go for lunch or anything. I was there from 8 to 5:45. I made 21 make and takes, and I did not hit every booth. I mean, insane. This one, this one is also pink and Maine. I had to think about it, because they did their foil the first day, and then they used their iridescent watercolor powders. So you guys know your concentrated concentrated pigment powders. Pink and Maine has one that's similar, but it's got iridescent-y goodness in there. So it actually has some iridescent shiny bits in there. And let's see if we can, there in the leaves you can really see it. So we got to do that. Isn't that pretty? I really liked it. And that again was taught by Vally, Vally. It was beautimous. Okay, this one was by 49 and Market, Miss Nina. Okay, they had some really cool stuff. This right here and this right here, they came in a sheet of different things, like a little sticker pack of multiple stuff, but they're dies, and they're so intricate. Like, you don't see the white. Okay, there's no white. It cut right up to the laser cutting on this is phenomenal. It's absolutely gorgeous. This was like a little washi sticker. This was some ephemera. They have some paper. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. These here, it was just so delicate. You just pop it out. Just pop it out. It's already ready to go. You don't even have to do no fussy cutting, no nothing, you guys. And so, yeah. Nina was telling us about all the product and stuff. It was really pretty. Yeah, there was this one lady who startled me. I heard this pop, and I turned and looked over, and her stool was like a donut, and she twisted it, and it opened. You know those collapsible cups? You know, her stool was a collapsible stool, and she twisted it, and it popped and locked into place, and she was sitting there doing her reading and whatnot. It was pretty neat little stool. But yeah, this is 49 in Market. And then they have these. I'm showing you the back so you can see the jaggediness of it. You can buy packs of those in a few different colors. So it looks like weathered paper, but it's like cardstock. It's really cool. Yeah, the make and takes, depending on where they were set up, they either had 4 or 8 chairs for the make and takes. So yeah, they did a really good job. This one here, this one was towards the end. Is this one my Stampers Anonymous? Yeah. Okay, this one is Stampers Anonymous, Rochelle. Now, this was a fun technique we took the little ink cubes. So the stencil, right? The stencil was Stampers Anonymous. You took the ink and ran it over the stencil, sprayed the stencil, and then put the stencil on the paper, and then used a paper towel to get the drips. So we got the reverse of the stencil. Isn't that cute? We're going to try that technique. I really did like that. I really did. But yeah, using just some ink, we did a stripe of color over the stencil and then plopped it down. Just using a little ink cube. Which is good because I don't use my ink cubes a lot. But, yeah, Stampers Anonymous. And then Rabbit Hole Design. Okay, Rabbit Hole Design and Trinity Stamps, they were in an area where they shared the square, right? So Amanda from Prayer Blossom Press was present at both Rabbit Hole Designs and Trinity Stamps. So I got to meet Amanda the second day when we made this card. Isn't that cute? So yeah, it was adorable. And we got to use that repositionable tape, but it's not repositionable anymore. But so it just shows how universal those lights are to work with anybody's product. But yeah, isn't that cute? And this was one of the Rabbit Hole Design stamp set. It was a really cute stamp set. There was the cupcake. It had some balloons on it. The beautiful sentiment. But yeah, super cute. And it came pre-colored, but what we did is we laid color over the top of what was already there. So we got to use some colored pencil over the top. It was really interesting. But if you purchase the stamp, we got to color the whole thing. Just saying, you got to color the whole thing. Okay, let me see if I get any questions. Oh yeah, they had wheelchairs, they had motor scooters. They're very accommodating for people with wheelchairs and stuff like that. Lots of walkers, and because it was so spread out this year, it was really nice. Okay, and then this one, isn't that pretty? This again is Alex Siberia. What was her name? Tiffany at Alex Siberia. She was so sweet. I had to go see her again. She made me buy all those inks. I went and sat with her again. But yeah, this was another design that he had. It stamp, cut, and stencil. So you could just use your stencil in there. A nice kind of V-shape stencil. It would work best if it had some pixie spray. Mine moved around a little bit, and then we just softened it up and did our little bit of stamping and a little bit of that. But again, this was Alex Siberia. A little cute little border, and I really like this. I mean, we all have some florals that we could do this with, right? Where we could do half of it in the floral and then a nice fun background. I really liked it. And then you guys, I got to say hello to Laura Basson. She was hanging out in the CZ Designs, teaching us how to do this one. So yeah, Kathy Zilski's. Hi there, my sweet friend. And don't mind that. There was some gook on the magnet and I didn't notice it. That never bothers me. But yeah, so we got to make the little rainbow with the hi there. Isn't that so cute? And that was Laura Basson. I was like, oh my gosh, I know that name. So Laura Basson. And then last year she hit this out of the ballpark. So La La Land Crafts, okay, she has her little thing about what was used to make the doodad. Last year was a Alice in Wonderland card. It was gorgeous, the Alice in Wonderland card. And you'd think this was really hard, but it was so easy. We did a little bit of stenciling in the back. And then we just popped up layers. She has this die that cuts out this book shape. Okay. So you fold your paper, you put it in there just so it jettisons out so it doesn't cut there. And yeah, you can make a book. But I just, look at that little cat and the little moon. She's like, I wanted it like it was on a bookshelf looking out the window. And I'm like, yeah, I totally get that. Just so creative. But so La La Land, you can go right to her website, or you can purchase all of this stuff at the Simon Says Stamps. I am not affiliated with them. I should have said that at the beginning. I'm not affiliated. I paid. I spent my time there. No, Kathy was not there. Kathy Z was not there, just her product. Because, again, Simon Says Stamps carries the product, so it was there. And that's another reason why I like all these big events. Like, you can hold the product and actually see, because sometimes reading the dimensions, you're like 5x7, like what? So actually seeing it and seeing it work is really awesome. So yeah, La La Land Crafts. She has beautiful paper, all that fun stuff. You can catch her on all the things. That's all La La. But yeah, I don't know, it was so cute. And her name, sorry, Irina, and she has a beautiful accent. So yeah, you can catch her on the YouTubes and the Facebooks and all that stuff. So La La Land Creates, again, all the product there. Okay, the last thing I want to show ya before we do our little project, before we work on something similar to this, because I was like, oh, that made it really easy. So I want to do this. But, you guys, the biggest thing, right? I got to meet Mr. Tim Holtz, and it wouldn't do if I met Tim Holtz and didn't do the big old project. So there it is. I waited. I did it. Okay, so here's the dealio. At some point, I missed the email. Because I don't read the emails, and I don't watch everything Simon Says Stamp puts out. I'm sorry. I love them, but I don't watch everything. They put out a lot of stuff. But at one point, they announced that Tim Holtz was going to be there, and that even though he was not teaching. He was just out and about saying hello and stuff. He was not teaching, but if you wanted to do the ideology make and take, you had to sign up and register. I didn't know that. So my name was not on that registry. But I was not the only one. So every half hour, this is how meticulous they were. Every half hour, they're like, if you don't show up, if you're a minute late, you don't show up, your spot is gone. Because there was so many people that wanted to, that were there waiting, they gave those seats away. I was one of those seats. I didn't bother the first day. The first day was a hot mess. I got there late. The second day, I was like, okay, I'm going to work it till the end. And I asked him how it went over. She's like, every half hour, we do a turnover. So come 10 minutes early. If the person doesn't show, we send some people in. I was like, all right. So I get there. They just switched out. A person in front of the person I was next to got to go in. So we did the half an hour. The person in front of me got to go in. So I had to wait another half an hour. I just sat there. I was pooped. It was like 4 o'clock. I was pooped. So at 5 o'clock, they said, we can take 2 of you. So me being first in line, I got to go up at 5 o'clock and make the ideology clipboard. So yeah. So they walked us through all of the steps on how to make this. We got to use the glue collage medium and stuff like this, little findings. And remember, I made this, counted as one of my makes, one of my 30 makes. This cost me a little over $1 to make. Yeah, that clipboard itself is well over $1, right, you guys? All of the good stuff in there. So I was super stoked. I actually got to make it. So yeah. And I want to print my little photo of me and Mr. Tim Holtz and kind of replace this one. You know, print me in black and white with Mr. Tim Holtz and put it in there and replace that one. That's my goal. Bassin. Did I say it wrong? I probably did. I don't know. Oh, Laura Bassin. Oh, okay, yeah. Susan Burrows. Hello. But yeah, so some of the things I waited for. The Trinity Stamps camera, I waited about an hour to get into that one. I definitely waited an hour to get into this one, right? But for me, it was worth it. To sit down, read my book, or whatever. I'm just reading my book and waiting, and people were polite and stuff, and got to meet a lot of beautiful people. But yeah, you guys, I was so happy because I made all the things. I made. But yeah, can you believe it? Look it. It's redonkulous, you guys. Look it. 21 things. 21. So we've got a few minutes before 10 o'clock. Okay. We're just gonna do one thing, and then the remaining Wednesdays for this month, and maybe some Wednesdays into next month, we're gonna pick me, unless you guys want to see if we can kind of create something, but we're gonna try and recreate some of these, like this one I think is gonna be fun. So if you want to see how some of these are done, we're going to call them our Inspo Wednesdays for a few weeks. Inspo Wednesdays. And we're going to use techniques that we learned at Simon Says Create. So I hope that's interesting. And today we're going to start with one that I think will go pretty quickly, because it went quickly. We're going to do this one. So our inspo for today is going to be this one. I pulled out my wildflower stems too, because that's all it is. It's just a little wildflower. We can choose whichever one we want. Okay. And then we're going to get a piece of Yupo paper, which I forgot to get ready. My shorts are sticking to my legs. Oh, come here, you. Okay. We're going to use some Yupo paper that Mr. Abraham sent me. Because he does it every now and then. He sends me things I need. So were the chairs... So some... Sorry, my short... my legs are sticking to the chair because my shorts are too short. Alright, so some areas had chairs. A lot of them did not. Chairs around the outer edge, 4 1/4. Actually, I should trim this down. I don't need a full panel, so we're going to take a 1/2 inch. Wait, 4. Yeah, we're going to take a 1/2 inch off. So yeah, not all the places had places to sit, but there was chairs along the outer walls, and so like the Tim Holtz booth, there was chairs on those walls, and then the Trinity stamps, the way the line went past another set of chairs. So I was doing a lot of swaying. Okay, so this little thing, alcohol ink. So they were using 91% isopropyl alcohol. I know, I say it wrong. Don't judge me. But I'm using 99. It's the same. The higher the better, okay? If you can get higher, because that means there's less water. Less water to dilute the colors. Okay, and we used 3 colors. We used a yellow. We use a yellow. I don't know what reds. We're gonna use Poppy Field, Honeycomb, and then a blue. Poppy Field, Honeycomb. Let's see what kind of blue. Sailboat blue. No, let's use Glacier blue, because why not? I don't know what colors they used, but we're gonna use 3 colors, okay? And we need our little puffer. Little puff. Okay. So what they did is she said put a nickel size amount of alcohol, which that was a little bit more. I need to get and then 2 drops of color. Nickel size alcohol and 2 drops of color. And then poof it around. And you want it still kind of wet. And you want gentle puffers. So if you hold it up and gentle, okay, so that it kind of stops moving. I added way too much alcohol. I gotta find my other one. That's really... Where is... Huh. Okay, but you still want it a little bit wet. Oh, here it is. It's right there. You guys, I'm such a dork. And then we're going to put a nice nickel-sized puddle. Mind you, that nickel-sized puddle was way too big. We're going to add 2 drops of color. Maybe 3 on that one. Okay. And then we're going to let them bleed a little bit. That was a little bit too much. Because then you're going to get that rainbow color. That first puddle had way too much alcohol in it, but that's okay. Oofed, oofed. Oh, you could definitely try re-inkers. I bet you that would be fun. Okay, so then we do another nickel size. Okay, and then I don't know what I did. My page is a little bit off. We must have had another color in there. There's the red, which mixed with the yellow, and then the yellow that mixed with the blue. No, I just did it wrong. I don't know. That's all right, you guys. We'll do it again. We have another piece. Here, I'm going to do it again because I messed up. I messed up. My first blob was just too watery. I'm not going to lie. My first blob was just way too watery. Wait, how long is this? Okay, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to do that. Okay. Now we're going to do we're going to do this with less. Okay? With less. Okay, nickel sized right there. And we're going to go with the red. 1, 2. 2 drops of red. And you want to do gentle puffs because if you do it too hard, you'll get the little streamers. And we don't want little streamers. Okay, and then we're going to come down about midway and do our other nickel size. 1, 2. There we go. We're going to get some of that yellow mixing now. And then that didn't mix 100%, but you get the idea. And then we're going to do that last one at the bottom. And 1, 2. And then that's going to give us our blue-green. Because it doesn't have to be exact. But look it! Isn't that pretty? Oh, that looks nice, actually. Okay, so while that's drying, I like that. So nickel-sized alcohol or blending solution, whatever you're using, and then we just kind of mix them together to get the rainbowy color. And then you just take one of your dyes. I think we're going to use this one. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to like that one. There's a thing stuck in my dye. Okay, and then we're just going to grab a piece of black. And I'm going to do this kind of methodically because then I can use this black later. Okay, we're going to put this on here. We're going to turn that on. We're going to get our black piece so we can do a twofer card. You know, I'm all up for a twofer any day. And then I'm going to trim this card down a little bit. Okay. Just take a little bit off my card panel. Then we're going to get a card base. Because we need a card base. Then we're going to glue. So mine's going to be different than the Ranger one. Okay. Okay. Just a little bit. A little something different. We're going to get this taken care of. Get that dry. We'll clean that. It's all right. We're going to plop that on there. And we're going to use tape. Because this is Yupo paper, little glue streaks would show through. So we're just going to use tape. Oops. Okay. Use some tape to hold this down. Don't need a ton. Okay. Promise, it's not going to go anywhere. And then you can decide which color you want up. Okay, and then we grab our little die. Okay. And yeah, so you could totally make, you know, your... So what they're saying is you cut the piece out and then this becomes your matting. But I like to do stuff like this and then you get twofers. I mean, how pretty is that? I'm just saying. So there's lots of ways you could get to the end result. But yeah, I think I'll put some like paste on there, some lunar paste. I've got the little pieces right there. I'll just put the pieces back in and then we'll have a really cute, hey, piece, stay over there. We're going to put a little bit of glue on some of these petals, leaferees. This is a Sizzix Tim Holtz leaferees. And then this is us just using what we have. Okay. I'm going to flip it over and press. Okay. And there's that. Okay. So we went, we learned, we used what we had. Isn't that nice? Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. It's a little crooked though. It's a lot crooked. Oh well. So yeah, it's crooked, but that's me. And then to be like them, you know, you could definitely put a sentiment on there. These are the Spellbinder sentiments. This was Tim Holtz stuff. One of those tapey, you know, those, all the Tim Holtz goodies. They used all the Tim Holtz goodies. But since I mucked that up, let me see if we can't get, we're going to do this really quick and use up this little matte piece. Where's my poofer? Yeah, I don't know what I did there. That just, that works. Okay, I just need to dry that. Dry that off. So even though we kind of I mucked it up. That's weird. I don't know what it's doing right there. It's kind of weird. Okay, we smushed that out. I don't know what that was doing. But then we can glue this there. And then we have that. Isn't that pretty? I like it. I like it a lot. So we're going to put a little bit of tape on the side. Grab our little tweezies. So if you muck up, don't fret. Just cover your muck up. Okay, just like so. And then we can use so that goes like so. So that one, I think that goes right there. See, we can just put our little piece right back. So there. And then there was another piece, but you know, you don't have to use all the pieces because it still looks really nice. Gotta roll that back though. So you could, if you need a card base, cut the flower right out of the center, and then you could put your panel over it. Nobody would know. But if you want a twofer, you could totally just cut the little void out. So there's your like a reverse effect. And then we would just trim this down. Oh, I got some ink on there. Gosh darn it. Let's see if we can't get that off. We're going to put a little bit of alcohol on there and rub that off. The nice thing about Yupo paper, it's basically a plastic. And yeah, there we go. Ta-da! It's a little bit of a stain, but not as bright as it was. Isn't that pretty? Okay. And then to make this a card, we can go a little bit fancy because it's a little bit more plain, right? We're going to take a little bit off the top. Take a little bit off the bottom. And we're going to take this down to 5. Yeah, we're going to take it down a 1/2 inch. Yupo paper. Yupo paper doesn't want to cut. And that's okay. We'll make it. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to make that Yupo paper cut. Okay. And then we went down a 1/2 inch. So we're going to go there. And then bam. There. See that little jaggedy edge? And we have a nice card. Make sure we've got our top. We've got that. Just like so. And then we have our 2 cards inspired by the Ranger family. Where's our original card, you guys? I lost my card, you guys. Oh, there you are. So, original, inspired. Not too shabby, eh? So, yeah. So, hang out with me on Wednesdays the next few weeks, and we're going to pull some cards from my Simon Says Create event, and we're going to do stuff like this. We're going to see about being inspired and make something from what I have. So, if you don't have it, you can still probably make it. Just make it a little different. I want to thank you all so very much for letting me hog up all your time and showing you all of the wonderful makes from the Simon Says Create event 2024. I had a blast, and I hope you guys had a blast through me. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait for next year. As soon as they go on sale, I'm getting my 2-day tickets. Yeah. Ging, right? G-I-N-G, Ging. Love those. Thank you so much. No, Simon Says Create. Not too shabby. Right? It's not, yeah, it's not too shabby. But, right? I always lose something. Thank you, and thank you all. I know it's late for some of you, early for some, but I do appreciate you. I will be here tomorrow. 7 p.m. Eastern, Monday and Wednesdays, right here on my channel. And yeah, I'm excited. I got to go through my pile of stuff and see what we're going to be inspired by. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time right here on the channel. Until then, have a great crafty evening, morning, rest of your day. Columbus isn't that far away from Gloria. You guys are fabulous. Have a good night. Mwah. See ya.